All right, good morning, everyone. We will get started. We learn something new every time, and for some reason, it is not letting my video start. So I hope you all can hear me, and we will move into today's discussion. We are very grateful to have our business participants on with us, and this has been a learning experience for us all. I think we can easily say that. And, this has really been an opportunity, if we've chosen to do so, to just actively learn, reflect on our organizations so that when we emerge from COVID, as we are beginning to do now in our reopening phases, that we emerge stronger. And so wanted to say good morning to our businesses. We have Andy Mills with Lambert's Cafe, and I think I can start my video now. So can you all see me? And if you can see me, Andy and Becky, you can unmute if you're available.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, perfect. So we have Andy Mills with Lambert's Cafe. We also have Becky Thomas with 3rd Street Sportswear. And then we will have Diversified Plastics joining us via call. So they are working on that, and we'll get them on. But just wanted to say good morning. I guess, Becky, we will start with you from the manufacturing side of things and being over on the eastern side of the county. How has COVID been for you?
So we, it could be better. I wish this never happened, to be honest here. But it is what it is. It took us a little bit by surprise. We're kind of we're in manufacturing, so we don't have a lot of interaction with the public on a daily basis. So going into all this, the guidance we were getting from our OSHA resources were that we were at a very low risk of spread, and that we would be able to kind of take some distancing measures and additional cleaning measures here, and just make our employees aware of kind of what's going on, and encourage them to be smart when they're out and about, and that things would kind of pass us by. That's the way things looked like in mid-March. Of course, that didn't happen.
Sure.
But since then, we've had to adapt just like everybody else did. And of course, things seem to be changing by the day. So you kind of roll with that.
So with that impact, and I guess we should walk us through. I know you and I have talked a lot over the last couple of months, and congratulations, by the way. Excited for you being a new mama.
Yep.
But give us a background on your business. I guess I should have started there first. Tell us about 3rd Street Sportswear and what you guys do right here in Christian County.
Sure. So we're at the top of the hill on 3rd Street in Ozark, in the white cinder block building. We've been here for 34 years in that building, and we make children's clothing. We're both a brand and a manufacturer, so we do our own design work, our own cut and sew manufacturing, and our own marketing out of this building, and mostly we hold collegiate licenses. So we're licensed to produce children's clothes, whether that be a little cheerleader outfit or a little football jersey that's sold in college bookstores at schools around the country. So that could be Mizzou or Missouri State, that could be Duke, that could be UCLA, University of Washington. So our business is a national business. We interact with our customers, our retailers at trade shows early in the year, and then we have salespeople across the country. But on a day-to-day basis, we don't see our customers in this building. It's just our employees. And we've had the same kind of core group of employees for a number of years. So, we're pretty relaxed. We're a pretty controlled population, because when we're doing most of our interacting over email and phone on a daily basis, that we're not interacting with a lot of people in the county. But what was interesting for us, since we have that national focus, is we do a lot of business on the coast. So there early in March, we started to get emails and calls from our customers at the University of Washington or UCLA, kind of saying, hey, I want to confirm to you that, you're open, and this is starting to affect us. We may need to hold some orders. And so we kind of were seeing what was happening a little bit ahead of what in, locally. We also do business with the U.S. Navy mostly, but we also do some other branches. And so we sell into their, the exchanges, so on post. And what we were getting from the military exchange was, hey guys, no matter what, we're gonna need product, because even if things get locked down, our military families, we may be the only place they can shop. So they were checking in with their vendors and looking into supply situations. And since we're all US made and we didn't have anything on a boat from China, we were thinking, okay, this is good. And it's still long-term may be good for us, because since we are made in the US, we haven't, seen all of our customers reopen yet, but we're hearing through the grapevine that perhaps some of our competitors are going to have product that isn't coming in this fall. Orders that just got canceled from overseas factory, no matter where else that is. So they may come calling us kind of late in the game. So we're going to see how that shakes out.
Andrea, it's Pam. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Pam. This is Becky.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So yeah, I if you have another question, I'm happy to help. I don't know if I'm on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, no questions, I don't think.
Okay.
Hey, Becky, it's Sarah. I think that Andrea got caught off. She's going to come in here to the office and use my computer.
Okay.
We've had some technical difficulties, so I'm really sorry about that this morning. But yeah, thank you so much for that explanation of, how, you guys have worked through this. And one thing that we're really curious about is, you've adapted your operations to match the necessity of COVID-19. So how do you think you might take those operations moving forward, if you plan to at all?
Yeah, sure. So during this, Andrea was really helpful once the county shut down and we were kind of in a jam there, because we, like I said, we had that military business that expected product. And we were able to shift some of it to our facility in Houston, Missouri that didn't get shut down as a county, but we still had other, customers that expected product from us. What are we to do? At the same time, we were starting to get inquiries from the state level about making PPE. So we finally got connected with some folks through Show Me Christian County, so that was helpful. So we actually expanded our product line through COVID into making face masks, which if you would have asked me that 3 months ago, I would have said, what are you talking about? Nobody wants to wear a face mask. But sure enough, we have been pretty much full on production of face masks now for 2 months. Some of it being sold through our typical channels, being college bookstores across the country. Just getting that product, it's non-medical grade, just, so people can go to the grocery store and start getting back to business. We're big on that phrase, that we want people out. I know all of us want people feeling safe enough or having the protection they need to go to the grocery store, to go to a restaurant, but we need to do it safely. So masks are now a part of that. So we're doing custom orders in school colors for that are being shipped across the country. And then we also kind of expanded how we sell, since normally we're a wholesale manufacturer. Through COVID, to do an extra service to our local community, we set up a Shopify account and now are selling masks direct to consumer. So that's been new for us. So we're having kind of a fun time with that. We're getting ready to do some new colors and some new patterns for the summertime, because, well, we make kids clothes here. We try not to take anything too seriously. So we're going to try to have a little more fun with those masks coming up, because even though nobody can see us smiling behind them, we've all got to have something to look forward to this summer.
Absolutely. And, it's been amazing, really how your company has been able to pivot like that. And, for those that are listening, I think maybe a week or 2 weeks in, we got an all call basically from the State Department of Economic Development asking any economic development organization to reach out to manufacturers that could potentially produce PPE. Sent that email on a Saturday over to Becky, and within 30 minutes they responded. And we really just appreciate, I know that was kind of a tedious process, didn't work out how any of us thought that it would probably, but it's, as you mentioned, allowed you to add a new product line to your company, and most importantly allowed you to stay in operation. That's you from Diversified. Do we have audio? I'd like to check that. Can you hear me? And can we hear you? Maybe. Okay, we'll keep checking. We learn something new every time, and this is why I'm glad that we're going to start meeting in person again, for sure. So I will jump over to Andy Mills with Lambert's, and we will keep working on the connection. So Andy, welcome to you. What's it been like in food and beverage? I know your industry has been one of the heaviest hit, and you guys have really started to do some innovative things to stay in operation as well, and different offerings. So talk us through what your normal business model looks like, and then how COVID has impacted that. And Andy, you are muted.
Okay.
There you go. We can hear you now.
Okay. So our normal operation is, before COVID was we served, we served served the masses. We relied on tourism, a bunch, we were coming out of January and February, which is our slowest months of the year. And should have been picking up and getting into our season in March before the COVID-19 shut us down. We shut down for a total of 2 weeks before we started open back up and did to-go orders. We started doing to-go orders, and our biggest saving grace was we came up with the family meal packs we did a weekend specials, and we got a pretty big following. And then since May the 4th, we've opened back up for inside dining. And we are about 50% of seating capacity of what we normally are, with social distancing inside the restaurant and sitting about 50% capacity. So.
Yeah, and walk us through outside of COVID. What's normally happening for you at Lambert's right now?
Usually we've got about 100, or you average about a 45-minute wait this time of year. On the weekends hours, we're extremely busy. We serve a bunch of people. It's just, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
It is, it's hard. It's, we're at half capacity right now. We should be doing a lot more than what we normally do, but we're happy to have what we have. We're glad to be open back up and glad to be serving people.
Yeah. What's been the most impactful resource for you as you have started to work to reemerge?
The use of technology. We've always kind of been behind times. We haven't had to use a lot of technology because we've been blessed to have a lot of good business over the years, but now that we've changed things. Technology has became our friend. We're doing things that I never thought we would ever do. but it works. So we're going to continue to use it even when things go back to normal. So.
And when you say using things that you didn't think or didn't believe was going to be part of that strategy, have you guys implemented online ordering, or how so? Expand on that a little bit for me.
Okay, so we've started with online ordering, like for to-go orders, and we've also done so now you can get on our website and sign up for your place in line, whereas we've never done anything like that before. You can put your phone number in, we'll text you when your table's available. So, which really, a year ago I would have been like, no, we don't need to do that because we got a pretty good system down. But now we have to do it, and it keeps people. We're trying our best to keep people in their cars where they don't have to get out and they stay away from each other, and so they're not congregating with each other. So.
Yeah. Now, I can imagine those that, because hopefully, knock on wood, that line will be wrapped around the building, or at least in their cars, wrapped around your parking lot pretty soon. So that's an exciting adaptation that you've been able to work in.
Yes. Yes, it is.
What has been your most popular item through this? You mentioned the family offerings, but what's your hottest seller?
We've done a tri-tip special. A tri-tip family special, and it got rave reviews. Everybody's been very happy with it. We've also continued to do the family specials every weekend for people that aren't comfortable eating out yet, to try to to keep people still engaged with us. So.
Yeah, and one thing I think, Andy, in conversations that you and I have had, Lambert's model is very tourist-based, and so I think it would be safe to say that a good large portion of your customer base is not from here. In what ways has this really opened your awareness, or caused you to really embrace the community more, and vice versa?
It's taught me that we need to we've always been involved in the community, but we need to do other things that, for community involvement, to be in organizations like this. So people know, have a relationship and with everybody. Yeah.
It's the connection and community aspect of it. I don't think is anything that we would have expected, our organization included. When you're not allowed to be around people, you wouldn't think building community is a big part of that. But I think it just reaffirms the need for it even more, and grateful for that learning experience. So thank you, Andy. Really appreciate you sharing. So Pam, we're gonna try it again. Fingers crossed. We can see your name, and I know we've been texting, so I know you can hear us. Let's see, you may be double muted on the phone. So can you say something and we can see if we can hear you? Okay. If you can hear me, we can't hear you quite yet. If you are listening on the phone or on a computer, we cannot hear your mic. Okay, so she's saying she must be double muted.
Now can you hear us?
Yes, we can. Yay!
Okay. All right. Technology is great, isn't it?
For your patience this morning. I so appreciate it. And as we as an organization have been running a million directions, getting and double checking. So I completely own that. But I'm glad we can hear you. So good morning, Pam. And do you still have Kenny there as well?
Yes, he's going to be the spokesperson.
Well, and we can see you, but you can't see us, right?
I can't see you, no, but I can hear you. So that's okay. I can hear your voice.
Right.
So, Kenny Majors, thank you so much, and Pam Harwell for joining us from Diversified Plastics. You guys were probably one of my first calls. You are our largest private industry employer in the county, and we have a big reach. And so, Kenny, can you walk us through what your normal impacts look like and what you do at Diversified Plastics?
Well, our basic largest endeavor is in the automotive industry. And of course, we were affected by that dramatically when the virus situation developed. So we started in 1969 with packaging, and we do foam packaging, which is the white material that fits around a color television or whatever. Crock pot is a good example. We started with that. We started an injection molding plant in 1974, and that has continued to develop. And then we got into ICF business, which is insulated concrete forms for building purposes, Lego-like materials that allowed you to put them together like Lego blocks and build a house or a building or whatever it might be. That's become a fairly large part of our business. And then we finally got into the automotive business and have gotten into that big time. We work for all the people in the automotive industry, Ford, General Motors, Honda, you name it, and we're probably putting parts in those cars. And so we build a lot of internal components for the automotive industry that you as a customer of the whatever would not see. They're covered up by leather or whatever. Dashboards, bumper spacers, just many different things that fit inside the car. And that has become our largest part of our business. And so we'll probably do somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 million normally in an annual basis. That will not happen this year. We have been down already, not completely closed, but
7 weeks.
about 7 weeks, I guess. Our packaging business, our ICF business, and our injection molding business are all still going quite well. But we don't have the automotive, which is a big part of our business. So we're struggling. There's no question about it. We have people running for packaging, running our machines, our equipment. We have to stay open. We'd actually be better off just to close and get through this gap. But we got to keep running because we have other customers. So it's a struggle. The best thing that's happened for us was the PPP situation. Can I tell her how much or that? We got a large amount of money, I call it free money. If we use it right, it will be free money, to help us in the operation of our business. We qualified for that, and that has been a big deal. That's probably kept us more solid than we would have been. We have 8 weeks to use that money. We're on our 7th week, so we have to be run out of the money by the end of the 8 weeks. We've got that all figured out and planned, and I think that'll work out. Yeah. But our business is really off, really off. We're probably down 60%, I would guess. It could be even a little worse than that. It's not a healthy situation. We've been through these before, but we can only do so much, and we don't know. This was really unusual. The virus situation, we don't know what's going to happen there and how long it's going to take, but the automotive industry is attempting to start back up again. And at the beginning, it'll be on one shift, and then it'll go to 2, and then to 3. That'll take a little while, we think. So we're struggling. I don't know how else to say it. That virus situation has really put a dent in what we're trying to accomplish. We were starting out with a really good year. We had 3 good months, and then here we go. Yeah. And So we're struggling, and there's 160 people involved, and only as few of those as we can use. We're just trying to get by. And so I don't have anything great to say about us. We've been at it for 51 years, and we've had our ups and downs, but this is probably the most extreme situation that I've been in. We just flat can't spend any money.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to get by. And that's what we're doing. And I've got a very good assistant. I'll tell you, a very good assistant.
I think
I'm pretty limited.
They've been a pleasure to work with.
I'm pretty limited in what I can do, and she's not. If there's 5 things going on at one time, she can handle 5 things. If I had that situation, I wouldn't even have one thing handled. So I'm blessed. I have really good people here, and Pam has been here 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years. She's almost, well, I'm almost as old as she is. Not quite. She's been here 20. I've been here 50. Anyway,
the longevity
she's a lot of fun.
You guys have, yeah. And being that legacy employer on the western side of the county, you know, all 3 of the businesses that are joining us today have really been a strong component. Kenny, I would love to go back to something that you touched on, digging into how big your ripple effect really is for the automotive industry. I think when we counted it up early on to kind of write that essential letter and, you know, make that awareness known, I believe it was 22 auto manufacturing plants and 9 auto manufacturers. Is that correct?
That's just General Motors.
No, that's in total. That was
That's
at Les Wheat Center, yeah.
Okay, that's in total. Okay. Yeah, we work for just about everyone.
So yeah, we always say, you know, you're a well-kept secret, and as long as we can keep you, as long as we can keep that secret and keep you strong, and that's, I think, the most encouraging thing has been your resilience and the grit in working with your team and, you know, just hanging on. And I think that's all that any of us can ask for through this is, you know, how do we just stay as whole as we can so that we can emerge from this stronger on the other side.
You know, it's funny, we've been here all these years, and most people have no idea what's going on inside these walls. And when if some of them get an opportunity to come in, and we welcome them to do that, they're really surprised. You would be surprised. Those people in your room would be very surprised at what they would see. It's a very automated, pretty complicated system with quality control systems all over it. You cannot produce bad parts. And so we've got quite a system in place here that works quite well with good quality people that have been with me a long time. I think there's like 70 people or so roughly that have been here at least 5 years, to 40 years, to 30, 20, whatever. The key group is in the 20 to 30 year category. So we got good people that know what they're doing, and they show up every day. Best we can tell.
Yeah, and
so we're having a good time. We're having a good time, but we're not having a good time. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do. And I think when you work with people that long, they definitely become like an extension of your family. And, you know, you need people like that to make it through these tough times. And, you know, I know that 3rd Street is a family-owned business, and man, Lambert's probably serves more families than anybody else in the county. And so I want to be mindful of all of your time. You are all operating, again, very strong businesses in our county. Do you have any questions? I have not seen questions come through from our participants, but you know, we just so much appreciate you. And that's when we wanted to end, you know, we thought we've been providing all these resources, we've been doing all these things. We want people that are either with us today on the line, or a lot of folks go back and watch our recordings just to hear what's going on. And we just wanted to give a voice. You know, that's our main goal, is to be that voice for the businesses in Christian County. And we wanted to give you that platform today. And so we so much appreciate all of you joining us.
We appreciate the opportunity. We would welcome, if there's people that would like to come in and take a tour, we can do that. We don't publicize that so much, but we can do that, a few. And if there's some in the group that would like to come over and see what we're doing, we'll accommodate the situation one way or the other.
Well, and we appreciate that. And I know on both sides of the county, just this morning, I came from a meeting with the school district over in Ozark, and we're in constant communication with NICSA and all the other districts, and getting the next generation to understand the needs of the workforce, be it food and beverage or manufacturing, all across the board. And you know, that's something that we really look forward to playing a larger role in that moving forward. I did get one question come in for Diversified just now, and I don't know if you all are able to share. This may be a confidential aspect of your business, but the question is, does Diversified have any plans to expand products to other industries?
Well, we're always looking for other opportunities. That's quite obvious. We have to. That's how we've grown through the years. It's pretty open. We don't have anything right now on the drawing board that we think would lead to something, another avenue for us. But you never know. Things come along, and people have ideas, and there may be something come along that would fit our type of business, and we would be happy to work with them and that sort of thing. But it's not easy.
Yeah.
What we have is very expensive. The tooling that is involved in building a particular part is expensive. So you got to have volume. You got to have lots of volume for us to really make a good fit. So we build tools, $30,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 tools that make millions of parts, or maybe only make a few parts. Depends on the situation. So the opportunities are out there, and we've taken advantage of every one that we felt like we could have some success with, and that's what we're doing. We picked the most volume-oriented products that's out there, and that's what we do. We make those parts.
Well, I appreciate your clarification on that, and just your willingness, all of you, to be able to share. We are just past 10:30, and I promised all of you that we would be short. So again, we just wanted to say thank you. We value all of your businesses, and we are so grateful that you are a part of the Christian County economy. We will stay in touch, definitely, and I'll probably check on all of you one-on-one over this next week. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always reach out to me. And the same for our panelists that are on, or those that may watch this. If you have any additional questions, please email us at info@showmeccmo.com. And you can find this wrap-up webinar or any of our COVID series on our website at showmeccmo.com. We are going to go back to, after this webinar, we are going to go back to our monthly newsletters and doing things as it's been charted by our board of directors and requested by our investor base. So if anyone has any questions about who we are, what we do, please reach out, and we will keep working very hard for you. So with that, we'll end today, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Bye, guys.